Hello, how you doing?
Hello, is this Dazzle?
Yeah, it's Dazzle.
Yes, how you doing? I want to know if I can book a reading or if you're available for a reading.
Yes, always. What's on your mind?
Okay, so I think my baby father's sleeping with the girl next door.
What?
And yes, because she always looking at me funny. She never really speak. But every time I'm with him, it's like she speak and be giggly, like doing this like a side eye thing. I think it's like a woman's intuition thing. He say I'm tripping, but I know I'm not. She don't do nothing for me, nothing for my kids. And the other day, I found like a Gucci receipt in his armrest, and just coincidentally, she had like some
Alright, we're
Gucci
gonna
shoes.
figure. Hello, hello. Let's see. Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh, I took myself off. Hold on. I am back. Hello, 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 everybody. It's your girl DAZZLE.tarot, and I'm back for another tarot reading and a conversation. So please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload and when I go live. And if you would like to book a private reading, all you have to do is go into the description box. Everything is down there. Okay, so if you guys are coming in, whenever you guys come in, please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. And I'm just going to start, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my avatar up. All right. So I'm going to just start by talking about P. Diddy and his sentencing. And he got 4 years. Well, actually, he got 5, right? And basically, what did I say? When I did readings on P. Diddy, I remember I did one on him and Kim Porter, and I was asking about was he ever going to serve time for it, and I said no, not for that. I remember I did a live when everything first happened with Cassie, and I'm like, yeah, they did. He did what they said he did when it came to Cassie, and also I remember when I was doing the lives about the trial, how long he was going to get. And I did say 7, start at 7, but the whole time he ended up getting like 4 to 5 years. So I guess I was still in the range, right? So, but what I did say is that he's not going to get the time that people think he's going to get at all. So I don't think I was too bad off, right, on that reading. So, with that being said, I want to go ahead and ask, did, and don't mind my dog. Don't mind my dog. My dog is in the background. Y'all know that is my co-pilot. Okay. So I want to ask, was the sentencing fair? Was it a fair sentence? Was it a fair sentence? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Was P. Diddy's sentencing a fair sentence? Was 4 years, 50 months fair? Okay, y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. I think it was, well, it was fair to saying it was fair, right? Now, mind you, think about it. He was only found guilty of the sex transportation, right? On 2 counts, right? So therefore he was transporting prostitutes and whatnot. So that's what he was found guilty of. Everything else he was not found guilty of. And technically that was actually fair. Okay, so the sentencing with the 8 of Wands, this is all coming together to make something, right? To make something happen. This is a yes card for me anyway. So you have the 8 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, and the Empress. They wanted to give him something, so it was like a collaborative effort, right? The good thing is that they didn't give him what they could have gave him, which was 7 years and up. They decided to be fair, right? And I think it was a collaborative effort in the sense of they probably, I kind of think his lawyers already kind of knew, and the prosecutors, when they have those side conversations and whatever like that, they pretty much weighed it and cut it down to that, right? The Three of Wands, it talks about expansion or whatever. So for me, the Three of Wands talks about the expansion of this venture, right? So he's getting the 4 years, but I think he probably only do 3, right? But it's really because of the women that he hurt, right? So they said that he hurt, like the abuse and stuff. So really, New York is a pro-woman state. New York is very big on prosecuting, sex crimes and things like that. So they were doing it for the women in the situation. That's the only reason why he got more time than he could have got, because he could have got a lot more, but they end up, pretty much settling for the 50 months. And pretty much it was kind of sort of like that, right? So they could have literally gave him a year in time served and let him walk off. They really could have. But it was really based on the women that he affected, right? So, and like I said, New York is a pro-woman state. They would do stuff like that. They will prosecute you, okay, when it comes to violence against women. They're not playing, okay? They're part of the Me Too movement and things like that. So it was really about the women in the situation. So I don't think that was not fair. Okay. So then, I don't know. Like for me, 4 years, I wouldn't have sat there and gave him 4 years. I probably would have let him walk. But I mean, because I don't know. Because for me, I feel like the transportation part, and if you think about it, like anybody else that was really convicted of like transporting prostitutes or whatever, they didn't get all them years, right? But for him, they put the extra on for the females, right? So I don't know. It's still kind of whatever with me, but I think it was fair. Spirit is saying it was fair, right? So it's fair. So with that being said, I'm about to talk about this whole Nicki Minaj and Cardi B thing when it comes to if African American women. Let me get this right. Let me get up straight. Let me get up real straight with y'all. So, Nicki Minaj pens this open letter to Black women, and the whole narrative is that Cardi B is against Black women because she called a particular Black woman a roach or whatever the case may be, and talked about her dead baby in the past, this, that, and third. Okay. Here's my issue. When you are pandering to Black women, you're actually pandering to African American women. And Nicki Minaj is the wrong messenger to pander to African American women. African American women have been through enough, okay? We actually currently are at a time where we have to focus on our family. We have to focus on what's important, focus on our finances, our resources. We have to focus on a lot of things that's greater than the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B beef because of the fact that we have Donald Trump in office and his administration is doing things that's going to affect African American women. Okay, so with that being said, African American women have bigger things to worry about. That's for one. For two, if we're just going to be petty, let's break both of them down. Okay, we can always say that we don't stand behind Cardi B's behavior and Cardi B's choices because it perpetuates ghetto ratchet behavior. single mom, making poor choices in career and stereotypical stuff. So, of course, we shouldn't stand behind her because of that. We shouldn't stand behind her because basically, she could be considered as a culture vulture. She's not us. She's not really African. She's not African American at all. So you can do that. But here's my thing. For this particular situation, I can't just tell you that I'm just going to back Nicki Minaj with anything. As an African American woman, I feel insulted when Nicki Minaj penned that letter because, first of all, I feel like it's like rage baiting. I feel like you're using us to come together and jump on Cardi B because, like you said, you want her to lose endorsements and cancel her based on what she said about your son, even though you was talking shit about her daughter. Both of y'all was hitting below the belt, but you want African American women to cancel her, and both you guys said some nasty ass shit. Don't make sense at all. So, but then it also doesn't make sense that here is a Caribbean woman, an island woman who's not from America, who is not a citizen. Okay, that is for one. She was not born and raised in America. Okay, she is not an African American Black woman. Okay, she's not Acorn, none of that. Okay, so with that being said, I feel like there's a problem, and people don't want to admit that. But the real problem is, first of all, let's start with the I'm not Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks thing. I feel like that was an insult to African American woman who was a civil rights pioneer. I don't feel like African American women should just give her a pass for that because she insulted one of our pioneers of the civil rights movement, okay, who was an African American woman when she did that in the verse, right? I also think that when she said black girl tragic, she also insulted African American women. Okay. When she sat there and tried to use that as a dig to talk mess about another black woman, I felt like, black girl magic, if you really knew what black girl magic meant, it was about African American women. And it didn't come from and so to what I'm saying, like manipulate that and say black girl tragic. I'm like, do you even care about the history behind black girl magic? The reason why that even came to existence? So I feel like as an African American woman, I should feel a way about that. I should look at you sideways. I also feel like I should look at you sideways when you actually sat there and tried to silence and tried to make a African American woman recant her story when it comes to your husband. There is proof out there that your husband really did do the things that he did, and that's why he's registering to this day. Okay, so I find that disgusting. Okay, as an African American woman, I also find it disgusting as an African American woman that you would sit there and basically you're messing with this SO offender, a sex offender, and basically you meet him at the poking potch. There's an African American woman that he's actually fooling around with, and she come out and tell you. So to silence her, you get a bunch of dudes to beat her up to an inch of her life or whatever, to silence her. As an African American woman, I should feel a way about that. Okay, I shouldn't be behind you with shit about that. As an African American woman, I feel like when you started talking about black children and their hair not being able to grow, right? That's an insult to African American women and African American people because the stereotype is that our hair can't grow. Okay. Black woman hair can't grow. So you basically sat there and tried to insult an 8-year-old and be like, you little black girl, your hair can't grow. So as an African American woman, I feel a way about that. I feel a way about the fact that you have African American women who are up your ass like a thong, right? And you shit on them when you want to. And you treat them like play toys. You treat them like lap dogs. And I feel a way about that. And as an African American woman, you should. So when she's giving this open letter to black women, I feel like, bitch, who is you playing with? I don't think that either one of y'all should be backed. Like, who is y'all playing with? Like, who is you playing with? Right? So I wanted to do a reading about how Nicki Minaj really feels about African American women, because I feel like, because I can't be tripping, I'm not the only one that feel that way. It's a lot of African American women who feel that way, but you have people like online that's trying to go with this narrative, and I feel like they're only going with the narrative of that because they don't like Cardi B or they're a fan of Nicki Minaj. But I'm like, y'all gotta stop worshiping these people and really see that, like, at the end of the day, when she's using y'all as African American women, she doesn't even respect y'all. How come she couldn't talk about all the civil rights people in Trinidad, right, on her island, on her home island, that fought for her? Why couldn't she put them in the song and disrespect them? Why can't she do that to the little girls in Trinidad? Why is it that it's always some African American woman, some black girl in America that she's insulting? So that's weird to me. So I just want to know why. I want to know, how does Nicki Minaj truly feel about, what's the tea? I'm going to use what's the tea. How does Nicki Minaj truly feel about African American women, right? Because I have an issue with that. And mind you, I'm not saying it because I want to just be F Nicki, and I like Cardi B. No, it's really not that. When it comes to these types of things, I'd rather African American women fall back and let these two women go head to head, because to be honest with you, neither one sound right when it comes to African American women. They don't sound too good at all. So I want to know, how does Nicki Minaj truly feel about African American women? And then I'm going to ask, should we back whatever the hell she's doing? Okay. How does Nicki Minaj truly feel about African American women? 1, 2, 3. Played out. Spiritual hater. Dirty offer. All right. First of all, played out. She doesn't think African American women are even in the race. First of all, we are behind her, right? So she's in front, we're behind. Basically, we're not what's popping, right? Really, African American women are not the most desired in her eyes. She feels like women of mixed race or like island, whatever, exotic is more, to the forefront. She doesn't see African American women as anything like a big prize. They're played out. Okay. Spiritual hater hates on your spirituality, light, magic, power. She got a thing with African American women. Okay. She doesn't like our essence, right? Matter of fact, I'll be honest with you. Would that come from, and another thing for me, I think she doesn't like the spirit of an African American woman. She doesn't like the strength. She doesn't like the not backing down. She doesn't like it, right? But as a hater, you're hate on it, but hating in a way is that you like it. Yeah. You want something. You want some type of essence of it, right? So you will use them in a way, that's that dirty offer. You would use them in a way that would benefit you. So when she's messing up with these African American women, like these rap girls and stuff, it's like a dirty offer. It's never genuine. She sincerely does not see it for African American women in that way. And it's very funny how she uses that to manipulate the audience to be like black girl, black women, this, that, and the third. No, you don't care about African American women. You couldn't. And you hate on them. You feel like they're below on the food chain on what's desirable. But you want to use them. And you feel like you can use them. Scarcity tactics. That's what it is. And it's like a chessboard, right? So she uses them to get out of a corner. She uses us, African American women, to basically manipulate, get out of stuff, doing what she doing now. Like, she does that. So, if that's the case, what should African American women do about this situation? Should we be on Team Nicki or Team Cardi B? What should we do? Which side should we choose? What side? I'm going to do one for Cardi B, one for Nicki Minaj. Should we choose, what's the T? Should we choose Cardi B's side of this whole feud? 1, 2, 3. As African American women. Should we choose Nicki Minaj's side in this whole feud? As African American women. 1, 2, 3. Oh, all these is just messing on with it. Okay. So, should we choose Cardi B's side? Photo proof, getting evidence. Okay, there's the lack of evidence when it comes to Cardi B in some type of way. Right? But over here is broke ass, right? So if I'm asking if African American women should choose Cardi B and back her in this whole feud, there's nothing that's really saying that we should at all. There's nothing, unless we're just talking about morals and what they're arguing about and the whole thing in general. That's one thing, right? But, and then some of the stuff that they're accusing Cardi B of being, it's not really happening. But the things that has happened and the things, it's like African American women does not have anything to really hold and connect and stay connected to Cardi B. You don't have to. Okay. That's for Cardi B. For Nicki Minaj, it's a broke ass. There's no value into being on her side either. There's no value. You're not getting anything from it. So really, African American women shouldn't be on neither one of these women's sides. We should be on our side because we have more shit to worry about due to this administration, the political climate, things being expensive, everything. Okay, that's what we should be worried about. All this shit that Nicki Minaj and shit is doing, we will be a fool to worry about Nicki Minaj shit because she's not helping us. She's not putting no money in our pockets. She's not doing anything for us. There's nothing there to do. We're not getting anything from it. And in fact, she's never going to really give us anything substantial to help the Black African American community that are women. The women in that community, she's not doing that. Okay, she's not. So, and she looks at us poorly, apparently. So I wouldn't back neither one of them. As an African American woman, I would feel insulted. And I will feel a way that my plight and my struggles is being used to attack a woman and to degrade or whatever, or, just belittle and do all these things and bully another woman. Honestly speaking, I wouldn't be in that shit. But that's how that shit look. And with that being said, that was a quick read, y'all. I love y'all for real, and I'm gone. Okay, I'm about to roll because I got some food to eat. I got some. I don't know. I got some hibachi, some quick way hibachi from Uber Eats. So I'm about to eat that and watch me a little movie. You know, whatever. Love y'all for real, y'all. Peace.